Hey, I'm Roland and we're taking a look at the ASUS ROG phone. The ROG phone is ASUS's first gaming smartphone, and typically, or just in the typical Taiwanese style that you know from HTC, for example, they're totally overdoing it in a pretty awesome way. So what you get is the first smartphone that is really geared towards gamers, and it has special gaming features that many other manufacturers have tried to do but not really delivered, even Razer in this case. Let's have a look. So the ROG phone is a 6-inch smartphone. It has a Super AMOLED panel that runs at 2160 by 1080 pixels. It has a 90 Hz refresh rate and a switching time of just 1 millisecond, so it's pretty fast, and it's not all up to par with the IGZO panel that's in the Razer phone, but it's pretty decent and it should be really smooth gaming in here. But what's special about this is they're even overclocking the CPU. So you have the Snapdragon 845 in here that runs at 2.95 gigahertz maximum speed, or 2.96 actually. And the regular speed on this is 2.7 gigahertz, clocking up to 2.8 gigahertz in certain cases under special circumstances. So they're not only putting in a massive vapor chamber cooling based on basically a huge copper plate that's in there where you have gases circulating in there, but they're also giving you this in the box, which is an add-on fan. So you just slide this into the two USB-C ports that are combined on the side here. So you have two of these, and you basically just clip this on here, slide it in, pop this down here, and that should not only launch into a special gaming mode, I think that's this one right here, and now the fan on the back is actually spinning, and you can even adjust the speed on the fan here to keep the device cooler. And what they promise is basically they're able to sustain the massive speed, the 2.95 gigahertz or 2.96 gigahertz that this device offers all the time during long time gaming sessions. And with the massive speed that the CPU offers on here, it actually cracks the 300,000 point mark on benchmarks like Antutu, and it will make it possible to use this device in the long term for gaming sessions that are pretty long and still offer all that you want in gaming if you're really hardcore into it. So you not only get the two USB ports on the side here, but you also get a third USB-C port at the bottom here, plus two front-facing speakers. The 6-inch panel again runs at 1080 plus resolution. What's also pretty nice is they have integrated ultrasonic sensors at the top here. So if you are gaming, you don't have to touch the screen to start certain actions, but you basically just tap on the sides here and use them as trigger buttons. They're calling it air triggers. And there's also a second or third ultrasonic sensor in here. So if I unplug this again, let me just try and get this off right here. And now we're back in the regular mode, but if you squeeze the device, it should actually turn on the gaming mode. I don't know if it works right now or if I'm using it wrong. Probably I'm holding it wrong. But if you just squeeze the device, just like on the HTC Pixel devices or the HTC U12 Plus, for example, you can squeeze the device and it starts certain actions. On the front, you get an 8 megapixel front-facing shooter here, plus the speaker at the top. There's one at the bottom too. There's a user notification LED, plus a bunch of sensors, front-facing in this case, so it's distance and brightness probably. At the bottom, there's your front-firing speaker again, and it runs this specially customized Android UI, which is probably based on Android 8.1. Another thing that's pretty interesting is it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and if you switch into the settings and actually go into the storage, you can see that this thing is available with up to 512 gigabytes of flash storage, which is pretty freaking awesome, but it also makes the device rather expensive, I would guess, because they're not telling us the price here at Computex in Taipei, but it's probably going to scratch the €1,000 mark with this stuff that is in here. On the back, you get two rear-facing cameras. One of them is a wide-angle camera that has 8 megapixel sensor, and the second one is a 12 megapixel shooter. There's your LED flash, plus this pretty obviously gaming-oriented design. Down here is actually a cutout in the glass, which has an LED light underneath it, so it's got a multicolor RGB LED in here that can cycle through colors, and it can even be synced with other RGB or RGB devices from the ROG range from ASUS that you might have in your home. This back here should be either the speaker or it's where the air is being pumped into the device. Glass cover on the back, as I said, and you get a nice metal frame. At the bottom is also your headset jack, and on the side you can get this pretty nice looking gaming, like really tough or sharp cuts on the device here on the sides that make it really look like a gaming device, close to the other ROG products from Acer. There's your volume rocker right here, plus the power button, and that is pretty much it on this device. Again, over here is the card slot, and this is the two USB ports. What's also pretty nice is that ASUS, apart from the docking cooler that they're offering, they're actually trying to sell this with a bunch of accessories, typical ROG style. So you'll get a dual screen dock with this, which is called the Twin View dock. You just plug the device in there, and then you can stream on one of the screens and then game on the other one. So you can see comments coming in from YouTube, for example, if you use this this device for live streaming. There's also a display dock, which allows you to attach it to an external monitor. There's a WiGig dock, which is making it possible to use this through wireless gaming and connect it to a bigger screen, basically. And the third docking solution that they have is the gaming controllers, which you just pop on one and the other side, and then you'll end up with the usual analog sticks and controller buttons like you know from the Xbox or other gaming consoles. But that's just been a really quick look at the ASUS ROG phone here at Computex 2018, and I'll see you later.